2, 1, 0.
Om Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. 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 Hello everybody, good morning. Today I want to talk about Donald Trump, our current Republican candidate for president and former president here in 2024. A week ago, there was an assassination attempt on his life, and the news has been a bubble of different conspiracy theories and thoughts. And originally I wasn't going to say anything about it, but something came up on social media, and I thought, well, this is kind of interesting, and it's Hindu related. So I'm just going to share this for others who might be interested in this. And it's an article that was released. So for those watching this long after the fact, about a week ago, President Trump was out campaigning and was shot by a young man stationed not far away up on a roof. The security team kind of fell apart and didn't do anything, but luckily Mr. Trump was saved because he happened to turn to look at the teleprompter or whatever, and the bullet went right by and just grazed his ear. Had he not turned, it would have gone into the back of his head, and in all likelihood he would have died. The chances of this is just unbelievable. And there's even a photo where you can see the bullet just zooming past his head. It's just unbelievable. People have said that this was all staged by him. But let's think about that for a minute. You have a 20-year-old shooter with no shooting experience, who is not a sniper, who could have killed him, and it's all just well-timed. It was like, oh yes, I'm going to turn so I don't die. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. And there is also other conspiracies from the other side where this was staged by the government because the security actually seemed to know about the guy. It looks like a cop actually talked to the shooter like 30 minutes before. So you didn't do anything about this strange kid on the roof, but whatever. It is a miracle that he survived this. And I was shocked when I saw this news because we don't kill our presidents or ex-presidents or candidates in America. We haven't done this since George Wallace, and he sort of survived. Bobby Kennedy, before that. We don't do this. I feel like America has grown beyond this. We don't kill our candidates. Lots of people, though, are celebrating, like, yeah, wow, he should have died, because killing him, we're saving democracy. I'm sorry, I don't buy into that, because I think of other countries where they kill candidates. I don't know, in maybe South America or the Middle East or wherever, where people get killed who are in power. Oh, China, North Korea. Have any of those deaths saved democracy in that country? Not really. It's just created a perpetuation of death, because first this candidate is killed, oh, and then the other side kills, and then the other side kills. It's just a perpetuation of killing. Nothing is saved by getting rid of someone. So this is a frightening thought to me, that we are now debasing ourselves to now consider killing how you save democracy, even though technically we're not actually a democracy. So you don't even know what you're saving. I saw a guy on YouTube the other day. He goes, I'm 80 years old and my generation fought to save democracy, and now it's going to be gone before I'm dead. And I'm like, no, it's not a democracy. You're 80 years old and you don't get that. But anyways, this is a horrible thing that happened to the president, whether you like him or not. It's a horrible thing. And a lot of people are saying that it is a miracle he survived. It really is a miracle. It was like he got his ear clipped at the barber, but he could have died. It's frightening and shocking. And so one person online put something up that I thought was very interesting. You may have seen this already, but like I said, I wanted to share it because of the religious overtones. This comes from Sri Dharma Pravartaka Acharya, who I talk about all the time as one of the people I greatly admire and a guru who I look up to. The founder of the International Sanatana Dharma Society, and also you can find him on DharmaNation on YouTube. He posted on Facebook a little personal tidbit that I want to read now. And this is just from, like, I don't know, less than a day ago. He goes, "For those who are not aware of this fact, President Donald Trump helped the Vaishnava community in 1976 to conduct the very first Ratha Yatra procession in New York City. In doing so, he rendered a personal service to Srila Prabhupada. When I was an ISKCON monk circa 1978 to 1984, every New York devotee was aware of this fact and still talked about it. What the article that I'm about to read itself fails to mention, but what I know, having heard it directly from ISKCON leaders at the time, is that President Trump also intervened on the part of the devotees to have the permit for the procession approved. As an appendum, Butler, Pennsylvania was the very first place in America where Srila Prabhupada lived when he arrived." I thought that was very interesting. I've read a biography of Srila Prabhupada. I don't remember that. I just remember him being in New York. But I do know he landed someplace and just spent a short amount of time and then moved to New York, where we always think of him, and where I did a little video recently or a few months ago, of the temple he had. So yeah, that is very interesting. So we have Donald Trump helping out the Vaishnava community in 1976, ISKCON a year before Srila Prabhupada died, and now he's in the city where Srila Prabhupada arrived in. There's more. So Acharya-ji references an article that I now want to read, and this is from the Hindustan Times. So I'm just going to read this and then make a few comments after the fact, as I always do. So this is from July 15, 2024, just by the news desk. Let me just scroll down here under an ad, because so many ads. Goes, ISKCON, the global Hindu spiritual community, claimed that former U.S. President Donald Trump narrowly escaped an assassination attempt during an election rally in Pennsylvania on Saturday because of intervention by Lord Jagannath. An ISKCON spokesperson, Radharam Das, linked this to Donald Trump's involvement with the first Ratha Yatra in New York 48 years ago, during which he reportedly assisted devotees. Das suggested that Lord Jagannath reciprocated this favor by protecting Donald Trump in this assassination attempt. Quote, "Yes, for sure, it's divine intervention. Exactly 48 years ago, Mr. Trump saved the Jagannath Rath Yatra festival. Today, as the world celebrates the Jagannath Rath Yatra festival, again, Trump was attacked, and Jagannath returned the favor by saving him." Madharam Das is a spokesperson, as I said, of ISKCON. He's based out of Kolkata, and he posted this on X. Let's see. The article says further, in July 1976, this is a quote by Das, Donald Trump helped ISKCON devotees organize Ratha Yatra by providing his train yard for the construction of the Ras for free. Today, as the world celebrates the 9-day Jagannath Rath Yatra festival, this terrible attack on him and his narrow escape shows Jagannath's intervention. And you can find this on Twitter. Das also said nearly 48 years ago, when the ISKCON was planning to organize the first Ratha Yatra in New York City, challenges were galore. While the grant of parade permit at the Fifth Avenue was nothing short of a miracle, finding a huge empty site where chariots could be built was also never going to be easy. They knocked at the doors of every possible person, but in vain. It was then that the former U.S. president. It was then that future U.S. President Donald Trump emerged as a ray of hope for the Krishna devotees. And then the article goes on and says Trump, 78 years old, was holding a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, a key state in the November 5th election, when shots rang out, hitting his right ear and leaving his face streaked with blood. His campaign said he is doing well. Trump told the Washington Examiner on Sunday that reality was just setting in for him. He says, "I rarely look away from the crowd. Had I not done that in that moment, well, we would not be talking today, would we?" Sadly, one person in the crowd was killed and 2 others were wounded before Secret Service agents fatally shot the suspect. President Joe Biden ordered a review of how a 20-year-old man with an AR-15 style rifle got close enough to shoot at Trump from a rooftop on Saturday. So I thought this was kind of interesting. So we have Ladharam Das giving these thoughts, and also Sri Dharma Acharya echoing them, him being a little bit closer to the events than I think Das was. It's interesting because you might say, wow, the timing on this and the location is crazy. It's Butler, Pennsylvania, where Srila Prabhupada was. It's during this festival, and it's during a festival which Mr. Trump, not yet president, helped make possible. And if you know, in New York and also Boston and other large cities, they do a lot of big floats for this. Actually, up here in Portland for the past few years, they had a little celebration of this festival. I walked by it once, but I was hoping for some floats, but it was just some stands. It was a little disappointing because I think if they brought a float up here and brought something huge, that would be awesome. I wish they had done that. So, is this Lord Jagannath stepping in? I'm going to let you decide yes or no. It could just be coincidence. It could be someone wanting to connect some divine intervention with this and seeing a connection where others haven't. I've seen some other people online going, well, actually, this was predicted by some Christian ministers, said that Trump would be shot at. But let's be honest, Trump is so hated, good or bad or valid or not, that I'm kind of shocked he hasn't been shot at before. I thought he would be before he got out of office. Truly, with the hate around him, and I know people who get up in the morning and hating Trump is what they do. This gives them a meaning in life. But because I like being the devil's advocate. I also wanted to look at this article and think about it from a different point of view. Because it's really great to go with this and go, yes, the Lord saved Trump and Lord Jagannath, and this proves that Sanatana Dharma is great, and etc., etc. And I'm all for that. But at the same time, how do you tell a young boy, by the way, your father was killed from a stray bullet, praise be to Lord Jagannath? How do you tell 2 people who ended up in the hospital, yeah, I know you have wounds, you might have repercussions for years to come, but praise be to Lord Jagannath. He didn't save you, and he didn't save your father, young man, but he saved the president. That was my first response when actually I saw this thing from Sri Dharma Acharya, was, yes, but what about the guy who died? what happens there? Did Sri Jagannath say, well, we need a sacrifice? Or did Sri Jagannath go, well, I can save one person, but somebody has to die because that's the fate of things, and this is like a Doctor Who episode, you know? Or was it like, well, actually, we're going to take care of two birds with one stone because um, President Trump needs to be saved for saving America, whatever, I don't know, yada yada, for some divine purpose. But this guy actually has bad karma, and so his time has come. So, in order to take care of him, we're going to shoot him. And this is actually the divine plan is really to get rid of this guy because his karma is bad, and it's time for him to reincarnate now. And Trump will just be there so we can kill two birds. Is that what was going on? Because the fact is I don't know the guy who died, but he's been proclaimed a hero. He took a bullet for the president. He died when he shouldn't have. It is absolutely horrible. Um, I kind of agree that the Secret Service, there should be some punishment or someone should step down. They just totally bombed on this. Um, but if we're proclaiming him as a hero, I kind of find it hard to argue, well, his time has come because of karma. I mean, maybe, I don't know, karma's mysterious. But I just, I don't know. I liked what I saw from Sri Dharma Acharya, and I liked the article, but I have questions about it because this is one of the criticisms the right is putting on the left, where they're saying, well, you guys are forgetting the person who died. You're upset because Trump didn't die, but someone did die, and none of you seem to care about that. It's all about Trump. So for us now to go, well, Trump survived, yes, but what about the person who didn't? How do we explain to his family that, well, Lord Jagannath saved us, so it's okay, he was a sacrifice for the greater cause? That's a hard thing to do and almost impossible. And actually, quite honestly, it makes you doubt the whole thing. It just makes you doubt religion. It makes you doubt there's a God. Because why would a God want to kill a father who isn't doing anything seemingly wrong? Or, I don't know, maybe he is, but doesn't look like it. And I don't really want to say he is. Why would he do that to save the president? I don't know. This is one of those questions like, why is there evil in the world? I have a podcast coming out about that actually, on some theories on divine intervention. And it just struck me as a moment of, I believe in God, I believe all this, and hey, my religion got in the news. But at the same time, it made me ask questions about, wow, do I really want to celebrate my religion getting in the news? Because there's a moral, ethical conundrum here. Now, I don't have answers to this. Um, I don't have any answers to this. I couldn't tell you what is right and what is wrong. I just wanted to share this because I thought the article was interesting, but I also wanted everyone to step back and go, sometimes we should pause and reflect before we get really excited about something. And I was excited to see this article, but then I'm like, no, we need to pause and reflect. And yeah, I don't know. This is one of those moments where we all have the doubts and we have the wow. Okay, well, you know, we all have these, and they're quite normal. I have spoken to a few people on email, and they're like, "Oh, I had a bad moment." I'm like, "That's okay. That's okay." We all have these moments, and they're interesting ones. There's no answer at the end of the day, really. They're just part of the mystery of life and this grand mysterious play that we are a part of, or whatever you want to call it. But I just wanted to share my thoughts today. That is all. I don't really talk about President Trump that much, other than to say that MAGA is not a cult. It is a cult of personality. Because when you call MAGA a cult, you're kind of downgrading Jim Jones. You're kind of downgrading legitimate cults. Um, and we need to go, no, this is a cult. This is a cult of personality. That's kind of all I ever really talk about him. But this, yeah, it seemed a moment to ponder today. So that's all I wanted to say. Yeah, find me on X if you're interested. I post exclusively Hindu stuff. Um, Also, check out my website if you wish to support me. Feel free to reach out to me, comment, all that stuff. And I'm just going to say be well, take care, stay cool. It's, I don't know what temperature it is now, 70 something, and it's going to go up. And I've been getting dehydration easily, so take care of yourself in this heat. It's miserable. And until our next live show, thank you as always for joining me. Jai Shri Krishna. Om Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.